2019 Syrah. If you have special projects in the winery, this is a special project. This is one of the lots of wine that we just broke away, and we decided during this vintage we had a little extra creative time and we wanted to do something a little bit different with some of our winemaking. So when we started out, we were looking at this as a small lot because it came off of our estate Syrah vineyard, and these vines are rather old. They're about 25 or 28 years old, head pruned, very low yielding. They only produce about, maybe 3 tons to the acre max. And what we decided to do with it was native ferment it. That means that we don't add any yeast to the actual fermentation. We're just taking the yeast that exists on those grapes as they come in out of the field. On top of that, we decided to do a whole cluster fermentation, which means that we bring in whole clusters where we do not take the stems out of them. So we leave the stems inside there. That adds a little interesting character to the wine, as well as those berries that are attached to the stem. They act like these little tiny fermentation vessels inside that big fermentation. So they're retaining the fruit. We're limiting the amount of oxygen that's allowed to contact that. So you get this really forward, interesting fruit out of it. The bins themselves, these were put into 1,000-pound bins, which are 4 feet by 4 feet wide and about 2 feet deep. And when we put all these grapes together with those whole clusters, it was so thick we couldn't even use tools to push down that cap twice a day. We'd have to get in there with our hands and hand push down that bin each time we wanted to do it, twice a day for almost 2 weeks. The wine is incredibly interesting. So we only made 100 cases of this. You're not going to get this giant depth of color in this type of wine, but the aromatics are where it delivers. You get this very vivid fruit on the top of the palate. Yeah, it's violets, and you get blackberry, brambly. Syrah also has this meaty character to it too. It's just floral. This punch of like fruit is just welling up out of this glass. This is one of those ones that you're going to want to sit with for a little while because it just continues to develop as you go along. On the palate, it's got some punchy acidity, but there's also this beautiful structure of tannins back there. It just wells up in this complex kind of character of dark, almost like tarry notes and black fruit. Just a very, very interesting wine. I know you guys are going to love this bottle. This is our 2019 Syrah from our estate vineyard, and this too is the last one you're going to get for a while of this particular production.